My name is Rendi. I was born a hyper-intelligent being, and you can see this because I recently mastered a niche point-and-click game. Now, playing video games like this over the last 20 years had taught me everything I would need to know about the known world.
But what about the unknown world?
Or the paranormal?
And of course, the spooky.
Well, those were all things my massive brain was yet to accumulate. Until now. Today I will once again be delving into the unexplainable with a phone app called Randonautica. This app claims to work based on a similar theory to one I have explored within a game called RuneScape. Basically, global consciousness is a theory which claims human thought and consciousness has an influence on random number generators within our world. And this app, just like a coin, relies on randomness, but only the truest form of random. Quantum RNG, which is provided by a quantum computer that runs through this app. So after selecting the type of randomness you want to look for, being a void or an attractor, within the quantum computer's vacuum, an anomaly with particles will occur. A void being a lack of particles, and an attractor being a cluster of particles. The quantum computer will then generate a coordinate exactly by longitude and latitude on Google Maps in alignment with one of these anomalies, which supposedly is based on your thought process when generating these coordinates. But does it really work? Well, the results this app has granted have been so powerful that there is an entire subreddit community based upon their findings. Randonautica is also currently a huge buzzword on TikTok lately, and trust me, all of their manifestations and reactions are 100% real.
I just went randonauting and our intention was death. I look out my window and there's someone laying in the gutter.
It was confirmed that a group of people using TikTok manifested the word travel and were led to a coordinate on a beach with a suitcase. But nothing to do with travel was in the suitcase. In fact, it was a dead body. And you never know. My guess is these TikTok creators planted the body there just for the content. So I decided to take this app upon myself and my giant brain. And we're going to see if we can prove that this app has any validity towards paranormal experiences and the unknown.
So we're going to go ahead and randonaut right now from our location. I'm going to start with a low radius here, and apparently anomalies are the best of either attractors or voids. So Emily, like, what do you think should be a word to focus on for our attractor here for the first randonaut experience?
Ghost.
Ghost? We're going to go for it. Ghost. Ghost. It's looking for an attractor. It has found one. So these are our coordinates: 36 degrees, 5228.6 north, 95 degrees, 5803.3 west. We're going to go ahead and head there. Seems like it might be kind of in the ghetto, so I'm kind of freaked out. It's already telling us to go around a Pizza Hut. People have described they've seen very paranormal or spooky things on their way to the randonaut locations.
I look out my window and there's someone laying in the gutter.
And I've already seen one. A Pizza Hut that looks like it's...
In a quarter mile, turn right onto South Rockford Avenue.
Did you just hear that? It's like a voice almost coming up.
100 feet, you will arrive at your destination.
Can you get a clip? Like, that looks pretty spooky. Look in front of us. It's kind of a sign. We've arrived at the ghost house.
I stood in front of this house knocking for what seemed like hours, and there was no response. Do you know what else doesn't respond? Ghosts.
We've came all the way to this house and there's no one here. Hey, what's up? Do you live here? Yeah. We're doing a little video and our GPS sent us to this address. What? You ever heard of Randonautica? It sends you to random locations on an app that are supposed to be, you know, spooky. And so we manifested the idea of like ghost. And your house address came up for ghost. So I was gonna try and get an interview with whoever lived here. Maybe you've had some kind of ghostly experience, anything like that? No? Really? Damn. Okay. You sure there's no spooky occurrences here?
Well, just this.
Now this man, once realizing I was parked at his house, acted extremely hostile toward us and almost did not allow for us to leave. And this made me realize I wasn't only wishing for ghosts earlier, I was also wishing for dead people.
Ghost. Dead people, ghost.
And this could only mean one thing. This man was possibly hiding dead bodies under the floorboards of his house.
Well, you want to try again? Let's manifest a demons this time.
Yeah, demon?
Yeah.
A demon.
Think about demons.
We want to think about demons. Emily told us to focus on demons. She wants us to find demons. So we have been routed to an apartment complex. Our manifestation was demon. There's someone right there. I'm gonna park right here. Well, next to him. That guy looks like he has a mic. Look at that. What are those in their hands?
They're both holding whatever that is.
Hey!
Hi, can I help you, brother?
Yeah!
Hi there.
We're doing a Randonautica app right now where it is like sends you to a random location
Yeah.
for YouTube. And I was wondering like what you guys are up to because it sent us to that location where you were talking to that woman up there.
Sure.
And we manifested like a thought which basically takes you to this thought in this location randomly.
Sure.
And our thought was like demon.
I'm
Yeah.
a street guy. I'm a street preacher.
Okay.
I'd love to. Where is it over here on this property?
You are a street preacher?
Yeah, I've been for 53 years.
That's weird. Have you ever done anything like exorcism wise or
Yeah.
demonic wise?
Yeah, I have done exorcism and seen some things that are very, very strange.
Mm-hmm.
And
At this point, I will admit, I was a little bit spooked. We manifested the word demon, and it took us straight to this guy who claims to have had demonic experiences. Not to mention the entire time we were talking while in the car, this man hid his arm behind his back, hiding the object we were earlier mentioning. He began talking about very notable, traumatic events that happened all throughout his life, and just reminiscing about the idea of these events seemed to possibly deeply disturb this man during our conversation.
you know, I've gone through some very unique experiences in life. I had my father, in a rage, kill me when I was 8 years old. He beat me to death. And I remember the beating, and then I went out of my body, stood on the front porch, saw my spirit looking back at my father. He had his hand raised, ready to hit me again. He was a 6'3" Marine, Marine Corps sniper, and he saw me die. He knew what dead men look like, and he saw my eyes fixed and dead, and he just stood there as I was watching him in my spirit. In my spirit, I never thought of myself as beautiful. I was kind of locked in a basement a lot, kind of trash of the family, with his belt wrapped around his hand like he used to fight in the Marine Corps. And the belt buckle was shaved like a razor.
Can I ask, like, what are those things you guys have in your hands?
You want to park and talk? Or?
Yeah, we'll park.
Yeah, park anywhere and we'll talk.
Cool.
Here, I regretfully get out of the car because I'm curious to know what is in their hands. As soon as I left my car, his wife decided to sit on my driver's side door, and he then reveals to me what him and his wife had in their hands this entire time.
You ask what these are.
Yeah.
I started thinking about inventing this because there were 2 women in California killed by cougars, cougar lions, and they were just killed by these cougars. And so I thought, how can I give a walker, someone that's walking, a very quick weapon? And so I thought about it for a couple of years and tried different things. And my last try, and maybe I got it now. Let me show you here, Blake. Blake, this is you can't see it when you look at it. You carry it and it looks pretty, pretty innocent, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's actually a knife,
I start to get a little antsy here based on this man's demeanor and the chat we had earlier. Not to mention, I literally just manifested the word demon to get here, and I found out that this guy and his wife are holding 6-inch blades on both sides of their fists.
And so you walk like this and keep them covered so nobody's frightened, you know. You know, I was tased by a guy on a farm one time. I was a 75-cent manure shoveler. But the only way to take it from him was pull it into you and twist it out of his hand. So
That's great.
That's what this is about.
Awesome.
I love...
Go ahead and give you a shout out on the channel and everything.
Blake, it'd be really kind of you.
Yeah.
You can buy his book on Amazon.
Book on Amazon? What's the name of the book?
My book is called Moon Pie in Knox County. I think, you know, being divorced is a lot like being beaten to death by my dad at 8. I'm not someone to be like Blake. I'm someone to be a lot better than. And I put that in there real clear. I wrote a play called 3 Days in Hell. And it's a 109-page play. And it's about Jesus going into hell after the crucifixion. And so I sent this to Mel Gibson. And Mel Gibson started working on his next movie. And he's using my play. And he quoted page 244 of my book, which is right out of my play. He's ripped me off. I think he's ripping me off. I can't prove it, but I'm going to know it. And if you want to talk about exorcism or something sometime, I can tell you some stories, some true things.
Sure.
And I've taught some Catholic priests how to do exorcism.
Cool.
But there's Protestant preachers like predators. I've seen them both, you know. But
That's awesome to hear, yeah.
Not the majority.
Yeah.
So
Not the majority. That's all that matters, I guess.
So I learned a few things from this experience. 1, I could have lost my life. 2, Mel Gibson is a thief. And 3, this app really does fucking work. But now that I know this app works, my journey is not even close to being over. That is because since this phone app seems to work, I can begin manifesting ideas and objects I truly desire within my life. But first, I realized I would have to shell out $9.99 of my own money in order to continue on within this video, because apparently, being a randonaut is not completely free of charge.
Okay, so we're going to an anomaly. ANURNG, because that's the best. And we're going to focus our intent on enlightenment. I want to be enlightened. Enlightenment, 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 enlightenment. So we've made it. We're almost pinpointed at our exact location here. Our keyword was enlightenment. So hopefully we will get enlightened out here. This is really weird though. It took us on a dirt path down to this really kind of weird trail out in the middle of the city, which is very awkward, but let's check it out. Come check this out, Emily. There's our keyword was enlightenment, and ironically there is a bunch of light beers on the ground. Can you see that? There's even more beer off in the distance. What's weird is it's all light beer.
Although the correlation with this Randonautica experience compared to the last two wasn't as strong, I realized there were still some similarities with our manifestation of thought and the location we were granted. This correlation was that the word enlightenment has another word within it, light, and what was all around us? Countless cans and cases of only light beer.
This is our exact pinpoint location. There's like light beers all around us, like Busch Light, Miller Lite. There's even a pack of Bud Light. You see that? Get a zoom in on this, please. That's literally a 12 pack of Bud Light. It doesn't even look like it's been opened. It's literally, this has not been opened. Like, I cannot make this up. There's empty ones over there in the clear. But like this one right here, it's a full 12 pack.
The kids who left us here were either in a hurry or just so drunk they totally forgot about an entire case of beer they left behind one of these rocks. Now, in my research before filming this video, I found that many people suggested not to take artifacts, and artifacts specifically are objects found which are identical or similar to your manifestations you held prior to the GPS location. Some of these warnings say if you take these artifacts you can be cursed, your fate will be changed, or even some go as far as saying it will lead to your death.
With more and more people randonauting, please do not take anything from attractors and voids.
But there were no rules about consuming the artifacts, and therefore, technically, if I just drank these Bud Lights right here and now at our location, my fate should not change, and therefore I would be spared.
Just 11 more to go, boys.
Had my father in a rage kill me when I was 8 years old. He beat me to death.
I love me some Bud Light.
He beat me to death.
I would have never came to this location without this app. It's already telling us to go around a Pizza Hut. Yeah! And with Randonautica, I fucking found $14 worth of good ass beer.
In the gutter.
Oh, did you hear that?
Cougars.
Some paranormal shit going on.
When will people learn to stop taking things from attractors and voids?
And I'm kind of scared because it says to park and I have to walk the rest of the way.
Continue my randonaut journey to the great beyond.
As you can see, I tested my fate, but I survived, and I woke up more enlightened than I had ever been in my entire life.
I saw my spirit, and it was like, brother was like blue neon.
During my near-death experience, I learned something important from the great beyond. If I were to be a true randonaut, I should be using this app for all of my daily activities and allow for this app to guide me through life itself.
It's a good thing I manifested a restroom as well as enlightenment out here, because I don't know where I'd pee right now if I didn't do that. Okay, so they told us not to take any artifacts. We just consumed them. So we're gonna go ahead and put this back where we found it.
From all of my randonauting experiences, I did become enlightened, and I had learnt one important lesson. By littering, you are not only harming the earth, but you are also possibly leading to the death of an innocent, wandering randonaut.
Better put the artifacts back where we found them.
On one very last note, today after the release of this video, I will be opening a Patreon account, which will showcase a continuation of my journey as a randonaut where this video left off. This video will consist of around 10 minutes of extra unseen footage and bloopers. As well, for upcoming videos, this is where I will be uploading all the extras. So if you want to check that out, and for only $5 a month, I'll go ahead and link that Patreon in the description below. And hopefully by the next time I see you all, my massive brain will once again have absorbed more of the unexplainable.